Before we go anywhere near the workbench, this is the end result. 2 small props, 1 afternoon build, and this is what you get. And if you've never built one of these before, this probably looks way more complicated than it actually is. It's not. We're not doing anything crazy here, we're just gonna be smart about it. And I'm gonna show you exactly how we go from flat pieces of plastic to this. Let's go build it. Now that you've seen the finished prop, let's rewind this back to the beginning. Because whether you order a prop from a manufacturer or you make one yourself like I did here, this is basically where the process starts. It's a flat piece of coro, a bunch of holes, and a wiring plan. Now, most props that you order from the manufacturers come in what's called a 10mm coro. It's a lot thicker. Let me see if I got one down here. I do, look at that. It's nice and thick, it's real durable. The stuff that I made, I actually got it, I got it out of a dumpster, you know? And so mine is a little bit thinner than theirs. Mine's a 4mm coro. So it's still weatherproof, still rainproof, still holds up well. It's just not as thick, not as durable as the ones you buy from the manufacturer. It works great for me. I've used them all year long, and plus it was free. So now I just gotta figure out how to cut them out and get the holes and get the wiring and make it look cool. This cat prop is actually something I homemade and copied myself. For a lot of people, this is where it starts to feel overwhelming. This is way easier than it looks. This prop uses 75 nodes total, which makes it really good beginner-sized project. Not complicated, but enough to learn the full process right away. And before we start pushing pixels into holes, we need a plan. Because if you don't know the wiring path, you're basically guessing the entire build, and that's how you end up rebuilding it later. So let me show you how I figured out the exact wiring using xLights. I go right into xLights, I go to the actual prop and pull the wiring diagram from xLights so that I know it's going to be wired correctly. The manufacturers put that on their website, they upload it to xLights, so I know that the way that they designed it and everything, this is how it's going to work. So let me show you how I do that. So I already have these props imported. So what I can do is I click directly on the prop here. So we're gonna go down to this cat. Got my cat down here. And I'm gonna right click it. I come down and I look at the wiring view. So in my wiring view, this is what's gonna pop up. I am looking at the reverse view up here, okay? So this is if I am looking at the back side of the prop is what this is. You can right click it and you can also go to the front view of it, or you can go to the rear view of it, okay? We're gonna wire ours from the rear view. Once when I have it here, then I'm gonna go to right click. I'm gonna go to print. Once when I hit print, here is where it's going to print from. I hit print, and it's gonna print me off a sheet that has the wiring diagram on it. Once when I have that sheet, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it and I'm gonna compare it to the actual prop, and that's what I'm gonna reference is off of the sheet right onto the prop. So I'm not having to go back and forth or guess what it is. All right, now that we got our props, we're gonna look at our layout and see what we're gonna need. Here's our paper that we printed off earlier. We can clearly see that the Boscoyo Black Cat is 75 nodes. We're gonna make some custom length cable right now. That's gonna be 75 nodes. All right, so let's get our soldering mat up here. Here's our strand of pixels that we got. We're gonna prep everything so that when we go to solder and we go to connect all these things, we have all our tools out all at the same time. So here's this. Here's our male and our female connector. These are Reiwu connectors. And here we go. Let's get going here. First one we're gonna do, I'm gonna strip back some of this jacket here. Make sure we got enough copper flying out here. Okay, there's our 3 pieces. I like to go ahead and get some flux, and I go ahead and dip all the ends in flux. That's gonna help our solder stick to our cables and just make things a whole lot better. I know people are gonna be like, that's not how you flux it. Well, that's how I flux it, and it seems to work well for me. Let's grab our 3 solder sleeves. We're gonna use solder sleeves. Way easier, and they're very efficient, and they work, and I've never had one fail, and so that's what I'm gonna use. Now, on my tails, I've got a stripe, a middle, and a non-stripe. The non-stripe is the positive, the stripe is the negative. On your seed pixels, the stripe is the positive, and the non-stripe is the negative. Okay, so we want to make sure that we don't get all this crossed up. Make sure your pixels are wired the same way. I think they are. You should be okay, but hey, you do your own homework. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go my positive to this positive. So stop looking at the stripes. You want to go to positive to positive. So coming in here, we're going to go here. That's perfectly pushed in. We're going to go ahead and land this right now. Now I'm going to land it now because it's going to hold the rest of the cables for the rest of the project here. So throw our solder gun up, throw our solder up. And once when you see that bubble go and it turns silver, that's all you need. It's in there. Okay, put our gun away here. All right, let's look at the next one. Go in middle. Again, you need to check and make sure that I don't like that one. See, these have a small opening and a big opening on them. And I want the big opening to my tail side because it has a thicker and larger jacket on it. That fits tight like a hole in a Ritz cracker there. Okay, great. Here we go. Go middle. See, that first solder holds everything together for us. So that makes it easier. Okay, here's my other sleeve that I got out. Solder sleeve on this one. There we go. Slide that right down. Let's go up to this one here. Slide that right down. Oh, it's going to be lovely. Pull out our soldering, our heat gun. Let's go ahead and heat these up, make this happen. All right, so that's great there. Let's look at our next step, is that we've got to now test, make a right number for it, for our lights. So we're gonna get into our handy dandy WLED here. We're gonna come up to my bench test, which is here. We're gonna go into configure, we're gonna go to LED preferences, scroll down, and we're gonna set the length for 75. We've got the length set to 75. So now that I know, coming off of my port 1 of my tester, it will be 75. So let's go ahead and plug this in. There we go. Look, let's make sure we have control over it. We do. All right, here we go. So 75. So this is LED number 75. This is LED number 76. We want to cut here because we only want 75. We don't want 76. All right. So I'm going to make a crimp on there so I know where it's at. I'm going to come over here. Make sure you unplug it. Don't cut it. When the power's on, you're going to short it out. You won't get electrocuted, but you're going to short it out and you're going to ruin your strand. And then that's another video I have to make of how to fix that. Okay. All right. So we've got this cut. Let's move our and then the iPad back. We've seen that we've already prepped that one, so let's go ahead and peel these back. Let's go ahead and put the tail on here. So again, Got stripe on bottom, nothing on top. Looks lovely. Let's land it. That means that solder has melted in there and we are cooking with gas now. This is great. All right, let's go to the next one. Pull this back. Here's my middle. That's all there is to it. So there's our custom links that we've made. And now we're ready to start pushing pixels. Let's push some pixels now. Let's clean up the workbench. First thing I like to do is I will go ahead and put down a towel. And you'll see why. It's an old shop towel here. Because as you go to push these things, you want to be able to push through and have it not hurt your fingers. But it definitely hurts your fingers the whole time. Okay, here is our black cat that we're gonna do. Our male end is number 1, okay? And you're thinking, hey, how are you gonna put those in there? Well, I have a 3D printer, and my 3D printer prints these for me. And I'll leave a link down below where you can download this, but this is where they print them, and these are the inserts, okay, for these. Now I print them off in whatever color I have left over, whatever project I'm printing, and sometimes it's colorful, sometimes it's not colorful, sometimes it's, and then we're going to choose black today. So this is what we got here, and I'm probably gonna do a fast montage of us stuffing this stinking cat here, okay? On here, there's 2 sides of your pixels. You got a smaller side and a larger side. We want the larger side to go out, okay? That's what we want. That's what looks best. That's the brightest. This is a little bit dimmer, so this is what we want to do. All right, well, now we're gonna get to pushing. So I'm gonna show you one, and then we're gonna speed this up so you guys can see it. Here's one. There's my first one. Pushing into it. Our first pixel is pushed. Look at that, folks. It's pushed through the front. It's all the way through. You can see how it sticks out a little bit on top there. There's 1 of 75. Okay, 1 of 75. Let's do another one. Here we go. Fat side out. Okay, there's number 2. So on and so forth. Let's keep going. And there you go. All done. That's what it looks like. Let's plug her in. See what happens. Well, isn't that just lovely? Look at that. Cat does cat things. Show that we still got control over it. Green, pink. Do some effects on it. See what happens there. That's kind of cool. Blink rainbow. Bouncy balls. There you go. So, nice and easy. No big deal. Well, and there it is. From a flat piece of coro to a fully working prop. And honestly, once you build your first one, this whole hobby starts making a lot more sense. Because props aren't as complicated as they look. It's just a plan, some pixels, and a little bit of patience, and taking your time. And hopefully this video helped make the process feel a little bit less intimidating. Because once you understand the workflow, you can apply this to almost any prop out there. So if you've been thinking about building your first prop, this is your sign to just go for it. Start small, learn the process, adapt, and overcome. And before long, you'll have your own stuff lighting up in the yard. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you on the next one. This is cool. Yeah, I made that one. Let me get down here. Oh, yeah, look at this. Yeah, poop emoji. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I think I'm gonna have a singing crap choir this year. I think that's what it's called, a crap choir. Anyway, click on these videos. Click on one here. Click on that one. Click on the subscribe.